All right, beautiful people. Today we're talking about writing fractions as percents. Our essential question is, how do you write a fraction as a percent? So in order to write a fraction as a percent, we need to remember from yesterday, recall, that a percent means out of 100. A percent is a fraction out of 100. Okay, which means in order to get a fraction to look like a percent, you need the denominator to become 100. Okay, so our key idea is that when you have a fraction and you want to make it a percent, you need to write an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay, again, to make a fraction a percent, write an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. So let's do our first example. So let's say that we have 27 out of 100. This is our fraction, 27 pieces out of 100. This fraction already has the denominator equal to 100. Make the denominator 100. It's already 100, which means this fraction is set up to be a percent. This fraction says 27 out of 100, which means that 27 out of 100, or 27 100ths, is the same as 27%. This one is already ready to go. It is a percent written as a fraction. Okay. All right, but what if you have a problem that says like maybe 15 out of 50? Now you'll notice that the denominator on this one is not 100. So we need to make the denominator 100. Okay. So we need to write an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100, just like the key idea tells us to do. So I'm going to write equals a fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay. So then we're going to look at this and we need to figure out how many groups of 50 are going to make 100, or how many times does 50 go into 100. 50 times 2 equals 100, so 2 groups of 50 equal 100. Now, since I did 2 equal groups, I need to do the same in the numerator, because this is like equivalent ratios. It's equivalent fractions. You got to do the same amount to the numerator as to the denominator. So then I do 15 times 2, which is 30. Now I have the fraction 30 out of 100. 30 out of 100 has a denominator of 100, and it's written like a percent. So this equals 30%. Okay, so the only way that you get a percent from a fraction is when you have the denominator equal to 100. All right, let's do a few other examples. Okay, let's do, what if you have the fraction 20 out of 25, or 20 25ths? Okay, again, the first thing I want to do is make the denominator 100, because I need a fraction out of 100. So I'm going to write is equal to a fraction with 100 in the denominator. So now I'm going to find equivalent fractions. How many groups of 25 go into 100? How many times 25 equals 100? This one's a little tricky, but if you recall a little bit about change, you know that 25 cents is a quarter, and you need 4 quarters to make a dollar, which is 100 cents. So if you take 25 and multiply it by 4, you get 100. Okay, which means in the numerator I've got to do the same thing. I've got to multiply by 4. And 20 times 4 is 80. Now I have 80 out of 100, which is the same as 80%. Okay, next video.